I gotta tell you, when Gears of War eday comes out, I think we're gonna have a monster tournament inside of Zero Dark. I believe it, dude. I'm telling you guys, there is going to be a big time tournament for Gears of War eday inside of Zero Dark. We have Gears of War, let's see, we have Gears 5 downloaded or pre-downloaded on all the Xboxes inside of Zero Dark. So that's what, 14 stations has Gears 5. And even though Gears 5 is not the best, Gears of War title, I think Gears of War eday is going to be really special. We're not sponsored yet. All right? We're not sponsored yet by these dudes. But Razer gaming chairs, I'm telling you, they are the fire. They are killer. These are awesome. We have Razer, what are they called? N-Key? Razer N-Key chairs in all of Zero Dark. These chairs from Razer are awesome, dude. And we're obviously, guys, we would love to be sponsored by Razer. We're not sponsored by Razer right now, but I gotta tell you that every person who comes into Zero Dark, they're like, dude, these are the best chairs. I believe that. They used to be, what was it, GTR Racing or GT Racing or something that had really, or what was it? I think it, and I know there's like Secret Labs and there's a couple of other gaming chairs. I'm telling you, Razer has got the best gaming chair, period. And so anyways, I just thought I would give a big shout out to Razer just because, dude, Razer's awesome. And I think that these gaming chairs, I believe in them. I've been using them now since building Zero Dark, dude, these are the best. But that being said, let's talk about Gears of War eday. One of, if not my most anticipated game of the future. Now, when I think of like other games that I'm really excited about, and we're going to be talking about them, Cyberpunk Orion, The Witcher 4, GTA 6, like, bro. And we already talked about State of Decay 3, but there's some very exciting things to be excited about within the gaming space and the gaming, ecosystem. So let's get started by talking about Gears of War eday. This, guys, is coming to us from Techopedia and Jesse Lennox over there. Gears of War eday is the latest entry in the long-running cover shooter franchise, and it will take fans back to the furthest point seen in the story so far. As the name implies, this upcoming game takes place during Emergence Day and will meet a young Marcus Phoenix and Dom at the start of when it all went wrong. The trailer, guys, for Gears of War eday was outstanding. I thought it was perfect. I really did. The trailer to end the Xbox Game Showcase, dude, I'm just telling you guys that where they're going, that being the coalition with Gears of War, it really could be something special. I think they're going back to the roots of what made Gears special in the first place. Horror, shooter, dark, gritty vibes. Now, all we have is a trailer to go by, but based on what we saw from that trailer, man, they're going back to like what made Gears great in the first place, and I love that. Unfortunately, Xbox has yet to announce the official Gears of War eday release date, with current market estimates expecting the game no sooner than 2025. However, there is an upside. The title will be added to Xbox Game Pass on day one, so as soon as a date is announced, subscribers will be able to play without putting any money down. It's awesome, dude. So here's some key takeaways from what we know so far about Gears of War eday. So Gears of War eday is a prequel set 14 years before the original game. It explores the legendary event when the Locust emerged. The game brings back series protagonists Marcus Phoenix and Dom, highlighting their brotherly bond during the first Locust invasion. It will retain the core third-person shooting mechanics with an emphasis on cover, though new gameplay details have not yet been revealed. Gears of War eday is expected to be released around late 2025 or early 2026 on Xbox and PC via Game Pass. Fans are excited to return to the series' darker roots and see Marcus and Dom back in action, though multiplayer details remain unknown. I think the multiplayer is going to be really good for this one, man. I just got a feeling that this is going to be the best Gears title that the Coalition has made. I hope I don't jinx it, but that's what I'm thinking. So let's talk about, Gears of War eday, guys. The prologue to the fan favorite Xbox franchise, set 14 years before the events of the original Gears of War eday is a prequel that explores a key event in the Gears timeline that no game has touched on. In prior games, eday is described as the day the underground locusts emerged and swiftly pushed humanity to the brink of extinction. Despite the moniker, the invasion of eday lasted more than a single day, and thus the game will also. Love it. Lasted more than a single day, so the game will too. Let's go. It's not a day, it's multiple days, but it is about the event. It's about sticking with these characters from the moment, setting up the moment it happens, and being with them every minute through the days that play out in the city. And really experiencing it through their eyes, both what's happening to them and also what's happening to the city around them, the people around them, and the other characters. The characters he's talking about will be the return of series protagonist Marcus Phoenix and his companion from the original trilogy, Dom. The game will focus on these two, establishing the brotherly bond we see in future games. Now, let me put it to you like this. I thought that Gears of War 4 was great, and I totally get them. They had Marcus Phoenix had his trilogy, and then they moved on to Gears of War 4. I mean, you could say Gears of War Ultimate Edition, but then Gears of War 4, where it was like Marcus was passing the torch to JD, his son. And then Gears of War 4 I thought was great. A good, step in the right direction, even though I didn't think it was as good as the original trilogy. Then Gears 5, I just felt like they passed the torch away from JD to Kate Diaz way too quickly. I felt like we should have had another game or two as JD. I have nothing against Kate Diaz. I think she could be a great character, but I just think that they moved on from JD way too quickly. And so ultimately, we got what we got, and now we're back to this, which is eday. And I say back to it, but we're back to Marcus and Dom. And man, dude, I'm so excited about it. I think it could be incredible. But let's talk about the potential release window. This is what a lot of fans are wondering about. Well, an official Gears of War eday release date or window has yet to be announced by Xbox. The smart money is in 2026, but according to sources arriving via The Verge, the devs and publishers could be pushing forward for an eday launch in 2025. The hope among fans is that the slow release schedule for some of the recent entries in the series can be chalked up to the development of those games during a global pandemic. Therefore, an optimistic view would be that it could drop before Fable. On the other hand, 2025 is already shaping up to be a busy year of releases. Additionally, the 20th anniversary of Gears of War 1 is 2026, which could be another sign it will be the year after next when we see eday. So, considering what we've seen and how long it takes games of this level of production to make, and that we are still at first look status, don't head down to the physical or virtual store just yet. Look, I gotta agree with this because look, I don't think it's coming in 2025. I think that we're going to get the release date, though, at the Xbox Game Showcase. I believe it's in June of this year. I think we're going to get the release date then. And I think it's going to be for fall 2026. I don't think it's going to be in 2025. I think this year this should be the year of Fable and State of Decay 3. That's just me. But it sounds like State of Decay 3 isn't going to come out until 2026, potentially. We talked about this earlier. So Gears of War eday, though, take your time. Do not rush this project. I don't care what the sources over at The Verge are saying. Don't push for eday to come out in 2025. If it's ready, guys, if it's totally ready, let's go. Let's go. But if it's not ready, do not push for it. Give it time. Let it come out next year. You know, like, this has got to crush for Xbox. For us to get more Gears of War entries, this thing has to crush. And so 2026, Halloween 2026, that would be the sweet spot for this title. I believe that. They're saying, guys, that Gears of War eday is probably going to be, obviously, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you'll be able to play Game 1. It looks like it's going to be, you know, around $70 if you were to buy the game. And then the platforms, this is, you know, this would be interesting if they decided to go the route of putting Gears of War on PlayStation as well as Xbox. I don't think that it will, but the only platforms we can be confident Gears of War eday will be available for right now are Xbox and PC via Game Pass. Gears have always been exclusive to Xbox, even before the IP was acquired, so it seems unlikely to appear on PlayStation. That said, Xbox has been getting bolder about bringing exclusives to other platforms. It seems unthinkable now, but by the time Gears of War eday comes out, Xbox may have abandoned exclusives altogether. I don't know if I really buy that. I think that Xbox is probably going... I think there's more of a likelihood that Xbox is going to make Call of Duty Xbox exclusive than it is them make Gears of War on PlayStation. I think it would be good for Gears of War because more people would be able to play the game, right? Which would help the game overall. But I don't think that Xbox wants to give up any of their exclusives. Kind of like how PlayStation doesn't want to give up any of theirs either. So, if you guys haven't checked out the Gears of War eday trailer, dude, it is so good. But people were asking, is Gears of War eday Gear 6? Well, no, it's a prequel, not a sequel. So Gears of War eday is a prequel and will not continue the story where Gears 5 left off. Gears 5 left players on a major cliffhanger, so fans are concerned that the story thread will be abandoned. Thankfully, the Coalition fully intends to return to that story, stating, "We're not retreating from that storyline in any way, but in this moment, we had an opportunity to write our next step, and this one just felt too good to miss." And I think they're right for doing this. Take a break from where you guys were. You did Gears of War 4, you did Gears 5, you did, well, let's see, what was it called? The Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Take your time. Take a step back. What made Gears so great in the first place? Dark, gritty, horror shooter. Go back to that. Because in Gears 5, I love Gears 5, by the way, guys, and we will be streaming it in the future as we get hyped for Gears of War eday. My problem, though, with Gears 5 is it's just so bright and colorful, which it looks nice, but that's not really Gears. And this open world feel, I mean, I'm not like totally against open world or semi-open world, but like Gears of War was built on a dark, gritty, tough story. It's like, it's a hard story. It's a, you know, it's about pain. It's about like so many different emotions within that story. And I just want them to continue that, you know, or really go back to that. And that's, you know, from Gears 1 to 3, I thought it was one of the greatest trilogies, if not the greatest trilogy ever in video game history, at least in my personal opinion. I love Gears of War. I'm very passionate about it. And so I just want to see it do great things. Okay, so the Gears of War trilogy, why fans are so excited? Well, the Gears of War trilogy on Xbox 360 was one of the most popular titles on the platform. The story, gameplay, and multiplayer were all instant classics and are still played today. Gears 4 and 5 didn't leave as strong an impact, in part because of the new characters and shifting the story. However, Staying spoiler free, they did end up in a fantastic place. Still, nothing gets Gears fans more excited than seeing Marcus and Dom back in the spotlight. Eday also looks to bring the game back to its darker and horror-tinged roots. Obviously, many players are also eagerly awaiting the day they can rip their friends in half with a Lancer and test their teamwork in Horde mode. I agree. You know, one of the things, guys, and this might just be, maybe it's just me, but one of the things that I would not, if they made a great Gears of War game, like let's just say theoretically, Gears of War eday is incredible. Let's say it's the best Gears title since Gears of War 3, okay? I would call for the Coalition to scrap making Gears 6, at least for the time being. Focus everything on Gears of War eday and just update it constantly with new items in the shop, creating, you know, like obviously like tournaments for like Gears esports. Like, yo, I'm wearing Gears esports on my hoodie right now. Like, let's go, baby. Like, I'm all about Gears. So I love Gears of War. I want to see it succeed. But what if you just, I always thought about this with Call of Duty as well. Like, what if they made a great Call of Duty and all they did was they just updated that one COD? Like, instead of making a new Call of Duty every year. Now, obviously, Call of Duty is a little different because they make the cash cow that is Call of Duty. It's just different. But like, I look at games like Valorant. Are they going to make a Valorant 2? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, maybe they're going to do like spin-offs of Valorant. But I just like think of like even like CSGO. They finally made a CSGO 2, but how long did we have CSGO? Like for a very long time, right? So I'm just thinking to myself, what if they made Gears of War eday? Say the reception is awesome. I would scrap any additional sequel you guys can even think of, at least for the time being. Focus everything on Gears of War eday. Make that the best experience on the planet for Gears of War players, because I would love to play one Gears of War title for the next 10, 15 years. Like, if you're just consistently updating it and adding new things to it, adding new game modes, you know, really like investing into the Gears esports scene, building that scene out, dude, like I really believe that Gears of War eday could be that thing. So that being said, the bottom line is Gears of War eday is taking the series back to its roots, literally and figuratively. This will be the earliest game in the timeline, and fans are excited to see the classic duo of Marcus and Dom take the spotlight once again. Besides the game's premise of the initial invasion by the Locust, we don't know what to expect from the story, which is exciting in its own way. Multiplayer is also a big question mark, but Gears has never had a dud in that department. All we can do now is wait for Gears of War eday to make its own emergence day. It's a great article, man. It's a great article. And I gotta tell you, I agree, you know, with a lot of the stuff in this article. I'm very excited for Gears of War eday. I'm going to continue to create content around Gears of War eday as we go. I'm going to be streaming, guys, Gears 5. I'll probably even stream some of the older Gears of War titles, just, you know, in terms of like, just from a pure excitement perspective, you know, like as we get closer and closer to Gears of War eday, especially if Gears of War eday, somehow they say, yes, it's coming out in 2025. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to wait for Gears of War eday to come out in 2026, Halloween 2026, guys. I think we'll get the announcement at the Xbox Game Showcase. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But if it came out in 2025, I just think it's almost too soon. Like, I just want the game to be perfect so that when it releases, everybody's very excited and you keep, like, yes, when a game first comes out, everyone's excited. But how do you keep those people coming back over and over again is going to be really important. And people will be turned off immediately if the game has a lot of bugs, glitches, and things of that nature. So that being said, guys, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below about Gears of War eday. Are you guys excited about it? Love to hear your thoughts about this. And for more Gears of War eday content and videos, keep it right here.